What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't going to do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing is, and I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't going to do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing is, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that. Lifetime, as far as quick on Lifetime, as far as Lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion, and I'm back with another live video, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's doing their thing. Shout out to Rkelly for bringing us here together as we have these conversations day in, day out. Shout out to each and every one of y'all who support me, who believes in me, who understand my reason for being, my purpose for being. I really, really, and truly appreciate y'all without a doubt. So today we plan on picking up where we left off yesterday. And Y'all know where we left off. And also, as y'all see, the call-in number is on the stream as well. The call-in number is on the stream. We plan on picking up where we left off yesterday with this timeline of accusations starting in 2002. Like I say, we will not be distracted. We will not be distracted at all. Under no circumstances. Thank you so much, Lady Earth B, for that correction. But I'm gonna give my guys some time to get in. I'm gonna give my guys some time to get in. As y'all can see, I'm chill today. I'm in a relaxing mode today. I'm in a relaxed mode today. I'm having me a sip, relaxing, chill. I want peace. I come in peace, man. This right here is a new hobby. This is a new hobby, man, that I enjoy. When I say this is so peaceful, man. This right here is so peaceful. You don't need no friends. You don't need a lot of entertainment. Get you a good cigar. Some good to drink on. And just sit back and relax, man. Meditate. Enjoy yourself. See, I'm always thinking about trying to win. I'm trying to win, man. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to bring that positivity. I'm trying to bring information and make it clear as possible for everyone to understand. What we witnessed over the last 5 years have been a multitude of lies. Pretty much everything that was said, if you think about it in reverse, that's what actually happened. At this point, I mean, it's starting to look like Robert Sylvester Kelly is the real and only he's the one and only victim in this whole situation. So I got the chat line for people to call in and voice their opinion as well. The line is open. All I ask that y'all do when y'all call in, let's not put names out there. I'm willing to conversate. I'm willing to listen. When y'all call in, voice y'all concerns. Voice y'all concern as supporters. Let these bloggers know how y'all feel about. I mean, you ain't got to say a blogger name, but just let us understand what your frustration may be. What up, Larry? The Hawk, man. What's good? Man, that's a good flavor, man. Nothing but flavor in that. Nothing but flavor in that right there, boy. Ooh, that tastes good. So, yesterday I said we were going to go over this timeline of events. Yesterday we went over Aaliyah, the 1994 accusations with Aaliyah. We went over the 1996 accusations with Tiffany Hawkins. We also went over the 2002 accusation with Tracy Sampson. 2001 accusation with Tracy Sampson. Today we're going to try to focus on the 2002 child pornography charges. We're going to try to focus on Kitty Jones in 2017. Then we're going to focus on 2018, Jeronda Pace. So, let me see if I, okay. Yeah, let's make sure we do that. Oh, I already put the link in the chat. Like I say, phone lines open. I'm gonna give my brothers a little time to get in here if they can. But if not, I'm gonna go on. Tonight I will be interviewing. I will be interviewing tonight. So if y'all would like to listen in on the interview tonight, I will be interviewing tonight on Levi Rkelly. Shout out to Skylife and others. You know, we gotta keep that positive. We gotta keep that positivity out there, and we gotta keep fighting for what's right. Let me see. And Larry say, I got a question. Got a question, Jennifer. Do she have the right to subpoena Bubba? No one's talking about Bubba. This supposed to be an R. Kelly best friend. That's my question about the probably situation. Okay. Yeah, Bubba is questionable. We don't know. Nine times out of ten, I'ma say Bubba was picked up, Bubba was questioned, and Bubba probably 9 times out of 10 cooperated with the federal government. what Bubba wanted, what the federal government wanted, they wanted to press anybody that was associated with Mr. Kelly. They wanted to press them and make them give a statement. They wanted to press them into giving statements that would work against Mr. Kelly. So they probably promised Bubba immunity. 9 times out of 10, they probably promised Bubba immunity to give a statement against R. Kelly. That's probably why we didn't see Bubba come up in the trial. We heard Jeronda Pace mention Bubba. We did, in fact. Hear Jeronda Pace mention Bubba. We heard her talk about, what her and Bubba relationship was. So if Bubba didn't get called to court and he was the one who met Jeronda initially, Bubba had to been gave a statement against R. Kelly that worked for the government. We talk about this 2002 child pornography charge. I always go back to this. When we talk about this 2002 child pornography charge, I like to go back here. It said a motion overnight from a lawyer for R. Kelly co-defendant Darren McDavid alleged that feds declined to bring charges against Kelly on multiple occasions before charging him in 2019. Despite possessing the tape and having known about the allegations for decades, the government declined to bring charges. Indeed, it declined to do so on multiple occasions. See 10/3/2005 FBI ROI closing the Kelly investigation. So if they had this tape and this tape was alleged to be child pornography, why would they close the investigation? Then it says 5/31/2018 FBI ROI closing the case file on new accusations against Kelly. Instead, it did nothing while being fully aware the allegations and possessing evidence for decades. As a result, they let substantial pieces of evidence get lost to time. So if the tape that they had in 2002 was the tape that they say showed Mr. Kelly and Roshona Landfell, that tape was never even brought back to trial. When they was questioned about that tape, they said the tape had got lost in the evidence. So if the tape got lost in evidence, no original tape, no original tape, but they claiming they had new tapes. So how the hell, if you ain't got the original tape, how do you know if it's a new tape? How do you know if it's not a duplicate of the original tape? How do you know this? What can you compare it to if you don't have the original tape? What can you compare it to if you don't have the original tape? It's critical that that original tape is there. But then they go on to say, the government admit that the tapes were altered and nothing is authentic. Now, y'all have to understand how critical this is. So, the tape, this is the government admitting that they were told that the tape from 2002 was altered and manipulated. It is to the government's understanding that none of the videos that state's attorney office received from the journalist, which is Michael Avenatti, from the journalist, which is Jim DeRogatis. Jim DeRogatis is the journalist. The attorney is Michael Avenatti. They say that video is the video one. Is to the government understanding that none of the videos that state's attorney's office received from the journalist or attorney, that is video 1, 2, and 3, were original videos. So my question is, how could you use 1, 2, and 3 if you don't even have 1? How could you compare tapes if you don't have the original tape? How can you say it's a new tape if you don't have the original tape? What are you basing your comparisons on? Then we heard that the family gave statements. The family gave statements to the grand jury on multiple occasions. On multiple occasions, the family gave statements to grand jury, denying that it was their daughter. Their daughter denied that it was her. How coincidental that the daughter only started cooperating with the federal government after the father seemingly passed away. Why is it that the daughter only became the victim on the tape when it's discovered that her and the family had got illegal PPP loans? Mighty fine time to become a victim after being caught in crimes that you and your family committed. If you were a victim and you had nothing to gain from Mr. Kelly going through what he's going through, why did you ask the federal government for immunity for your mother, your brother? Pretty much, the star witness in Chicago asked the prosecutors for immunity for her family. What do your family need immunity for in a case where you are claiming to be a victim of sexual assault? What does your family has to do with that they need immunity? I need some help.
Like this man was surrounded by nothing but criminals, man.
I need some help. Can somebody help me understand it? If you were a victim of a sexual assault that you claim you endured over this period of time, why are you asking for immunity for your family? I'm trying to make that make sense, huh? What up, Jeff? My bro.
Oh, big bye, brother Muse. Everybody in the chat, peace and blessings. Happy
What up?
Friday.
What up, Crust? I'm out getting something to eat. I'll be in the house momentarily. I had a meeting with someone, and then I went and got me something to eat. I'm just around the corner from the crib, though. And I'll get back.
Oh,
What's
okay,
up, man? Let's
okay.
see you, man. Yeah, let's let everybody in the chat.
I'm chilling.
Nephew,
Oh, yes.
yeah. Walk us through that, Crust. What you think?
Well, that's a very good question. Like, what will require you to have immunity? Um, from what? If you were the victim in the case, then what in any type of criminal activity would you be involved in? And I would go on a limb to say this also: if there's children involved, no one immunity should be off the table.
Off the table.
You know,
Off the
it
table.
Right, right. They'll let you
Great
know the
point, Jeff.
BS in this. They'll let you
Great
know the
point,
whole
Jeff.
BS in this crap.
That's a damn great point, Jeff. I agree with you 1,000% in that regard.
oh yeah, lock everybody up if it's a child. But that goes back to what Jennifer was arguing, that he's not saying that he wasn't involved with these accusers, uh, some of them. He's just saying that they were not underage.
when they
So
when they had involvement.
yeah, you look at the original indictment, and they have that gap, that 3 to 4 year, in between these years. Those years are very vital because she could have been 15, 16, 17, or 18 at the
And they
time
and
that,
they
that,
and
that
they prosecutors the prosecutors coined the phrase in this particular situation in Chicago. They kept saying round or about. Nothing is a Pacific time.
Correct, correct.
Round or
yeah, you have
about.
to be very specific.
We're talking about a woman now. We're talking about a woman losing her virginity. That's something that you don't forget.
Absolutely not. So, and then if you remember in 2019, prior to everything going federal, um, the attorney for the family came out and said that none of this ever took place. They never paid for them to go anywhere. The attorney. It was an article where the attorney denied all the allegations, and to take it a step further, in the trial, all of this was predicated on the notion that he obstructed justice. So
Right.
when
Point
the
that
other
out.
the other co-defendants, yeah, the other co-defendants, McDavid and Brown and Kales were exonerated on those charges. Without without those obstruction charges, you have double jeopardy. That's
It's
what
double jeopardy
that's
all
what
day.
this was all about. Absolutely. Because now you have this, you're charging this man with the same crime
Same
that he was
crime, same
exonerated
date,
from.
same crime.
Absolutely. That right there in itself is gonna get ate up in an appeal court.
Because your whole
And
purpose
then we see
of being
recently,
able to
That's why just they doing the foolery with this restitution, all this other little scheme they doing. They know that appeal coming through is gonna be. They know it. They knew it from the jump before they did all of this crap. They knew it. So that's why they rush everything and did this. Whoa, man, this you got to be blind not to see this, man.
Absolutely. And why is it an issue? Because just recently, Daryl McDavid, put in a motion to in the court to be able to visit, with Kels, and they deny him that right. Now these
I'm,
guys, you know, have been exonerated on the charges that they were co-defendants on. Why you don't
right.
want him to talk directly and visit?
Huh, huh.
That's
I'm
that's a
curious
key
about that.
point.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a
key
good
point.
question. Yeah, yeah.
And not only why do the Bureau of Prison have to communicate with the federal government to ask, can this man visit Mr. Kelly?
Right.
He's not a federal criminal. He don't have a federal record. What is it that you don't? Why is it that you don't want this man communicating with Rkelly? And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. They didn't came to McDavid with offers to turn against Mr. Kelly. That's all this is. They didn't came to Mr. McDavid, try to get him to throw Rkelly underneath the bus in the graveyard, put a tombstone on the top, and they know that McDavid know this. And if he get in touch with Mr. Kelly, he can tell, look, these were the angles that they were trying to come at me with. They don't have nothing on you. These are the people
Exactly.
these are the people who gave statements on you. How I know that? Because they told me they already got this person to give a statement, that person to give a statement. So they came to McDavid with some information, and they don't want McDavid giving that information up. But hey, you can block him from coming to the prison to see Mr. Kelly, but you can't block him from going to talk to Jennifer.
Exactly. So
Right,
it's
right,
inevitable.
exactly.
It's
So
inevitable that the information.
what they trying to stop is unstoppable. It's gonna happen regardless. What up, J Rock?
I got a bad delay. I'm gonna come out and come back in, y'all. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, so Elvira Ward say immunity for other crimes they committed, like the PPP loan and not having a business at the time. The mother gave Bunjean the date of having the shoe store. No immunity J-Bo could question. Right. They had the shoe store closed down in 2008. Say the government did not want them to look like even more crooks than they already are. Immunity hides all of that. I agree. Say, and Miss Bunjean and her team are perfect for dissecting this. They're not ready for her. No, they're not ready for anybody who's willing to look at the facts of the case. They're not ready for anybody. They're not ready for these conversations that we have. They're not ready for these conversations that we have. They can't even stop us. The prosecutors wouldn't win against one of us on YouTube. We got enough information to battle the prosecutors. We can go at it with the prosecutors. So then, only in America, right? They say the feds altered and manipulated those so-called tapes. At those relevant times, ID at page 3 of the transcript. The government even admit that they received multiple versions of video 1, and that some of them are altered and manipulated. These are admissions, so no video evidence should have even been allowed in court. Then he goes on to say ID. At 2, Homeland Security agent made digitized versions of some of those copies, but did not explain what versions the agent chose or why those particular versions of the video were chosen. So they had a Homeland Security agent slice and dice, put them on ice. They had a Homeland Security agent take all 3 of these videos and took clips from each video. So he taking clips from each video. He clipping each video, cutting, chopping, giving it a ball fade, whatever, trimming it up, landscaping. He was taking different pieces of these videos, and he put together one video that he felt was strong enough to convince people that it was Mr. Kelly. So how could you're not supposed to be able to alter or manipulate evidence? Whatever form that evidence come in, that's the way that evidence is to be presented. You ever heard of a crime scene when they say don't touch nothing?
Yeah.
Everything must be left as it is.
Right.
Because if you move something,
you contaminated the whole thing.
You contaminate the whole crime scene.
Yep.
So if someone bring in evidence or some evidence is being turned in, how the hell can you give it to a Homeland Security agent and he go and do the remix to it?
Yeah. Man, they put a lot of effort in this, man. Ooh. Man, I can't recall seeing nothing like this in history.
And the court allowed this to happen.
Yeah. That's what's so mind-boggling, man.
Darlene said the whole thing is they were focused on Rkelly. Everything else was irrelevant, even though it was put in place and they knew they were all lying, but that was not their focus there.
Right.
She say it's sad and it's a shame that he's sitting in jail for all life. Oh, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. But in my heart, I truly feel like God will prevail.
Right.
It's taking time, but it will prevail, and Robert Sylvester Kelly will be free. Most definitely. And sometimes, and see, that's the part of the fight where we as supporters that the federal government don't understand. As supporters, this is where we help in this fight. This is where we help in this fight as supporters, because we are able to bring the prayers, have the conversation, keep on talking, keep R. Kelly relevant, keep his name circulating. See, once they realize that there's nothing that they can do to stop people from loving this man, supporting this man, having his back, then they realize that, hey, at some point they're going to realize they have messed with one of God's children. They messed with the wrong one. You might could have went and got Beavers and Butthead, but this one right here you should have left alone. See, it's a lot of sinning in this world. But see, they don't want the people that sin to be the bad person. They want the people who believe in God to be made out to be a bad person.
Say that. Now you preaching now. Now you preaching.
See, people can go around sinning every day, and we'll sit back and look at them like, why God blessing them? Them blessings ain't from God. That's Satan. Satan will give you shit too. Satan to gift you with a new house. Satan to gift you with a new car. Satan to gift you with whatever it is you desire. But the one thing that Satan wants that you don't want to give up he wants your soul in return. Oh, Satan, I'll give you this car back. You can have this house. No, you accepted it. It's yours. Once you accept those gifts, they're yours to keep. The thing
That's like getting money from a loan shark.
But the thing with our brother Chaos, see, Chaos didn't dwell in devilish business. But they wanted to appear as though he did. Yeah, the music industry is a devilish business, but did he profit from the music industry, or did the music industry profit from him being in it?
There you go. That part. And I think they were feeling some type of way about that because he was not moving that way.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that get targeted. That's not with that man. All the ones that just seem like they just.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, all the ones you see that seem like they not affected by the corruption. That's because they down with that activity. You know.
They are in alliance. They are in alliance with it. So they dare not speak on it or critique. You know what I'm trying to say. Critique it. You know what I mean?
Critique it, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you on the same record label with someone, and they do some stuff that hits the brand or say the brand or whatever, and you sit there and you go along with it, even though your principle.
Yeah, fell off. But I was telling them, Jeff, man, I picked up me a new hobby, man. I picked up a new hobby, man.
I see you, man. That's a relaxing hobby there.
Man, I'm telling you, meditate, calm, peace. You ain't gotta have a bunch of niggas around you. You know, this old Carlos Toronto.
One of those in a minute.
And this right here is a handmade. It's handmade. I go to this cigar shop up the street, and they got their own personally handmade. They make them right there on the spot.
Oh yeah, so they nice and fresh.
Nice and fresh. They do like flavors, different flavors. I'm new to it, so you know I'm in the beginning stage, but I'm telling you, man, this is very meditating. You know, when you able to just sit back and relax and chill. But you know, for speaking on these 2002 allegations, man, we done broke it down and made it so simple for people to understand that all these people are nothing but opportunists, man. How that family, the Landfair family, had been interviewed over 5 times since 2002 about these sex tape allegations and denied it on every single occasion, only until the daddy mysteriously passed away, and all of a sudden, the whole family being charged. The only way the family can get immunity is if they've been charged for committing a crime.
Exactly. That being in itself is just it's a sure sign that there's more than what scratches the surface with this situation. Right. And you know, there's a conflict of interest and should have everyone question what was the flip about, you know? And then you see You know, it's just a slap in the face to real live victims to give someone what she was given. You mean to tell me Section 8? You you can't just, you know, a government witness in most scenarios be given many mansions that are paid off on the other side of the country, you know. But Section 8, that just crazy. And with the restitution, so you getting Section 8 and 20 million she was guaranteed or promised, but that knocks her out of Section 8 because her income by itself with that, she doesn't qualify. So it's just all type of, you know, craziness going on with this situation. And if you're not questioning it, then you just not paying attention.
What up, Lex?
Yeah, they don't want to know.
What's up, family? I'm on my lunch break. I said, let me go ahead and try to get it in while I can before I have to go back to work. But
What up, Lex?
how you doing, Muse? Happy belated late birthday to you, man.
My brother. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know if I had shouted it out to you on the last live or not. I was still at work. I said, let me go
solid. We solid. We good. What's on your mind?
Okay.
What you think about this situation?
What up, Lex? What up?
What's up, Mr. Jeff? Mr. Crush, how you doing, brother?
Ah, man, it's all. If I complain, it wouldn't do it no good, no justice anyway. But I'm good, bro. How you about yourself?
Oh man, happy to be breathing, man. That's about all, man. Happy to be breathing. But yeah, I just want to kick a little something, man, I had on my mind, man. Outside of what y'all was saying a while ago about the taping and whatnot, a lot of people fail to realize that. To me, I believe the government targeted everybody that was in contact with Kels, and they also watched who he was associated with, watched their movement, watched their background, watched what they were doing, and that what made them go ahead and push the issue. Like, okay, well, we're gonna make sure they have to testify, before time. So I just feel like everybody was being watched, not just Kels, but everybody that was around him, and that made them and Tia use what they did, whether it was wrong or the family members or whoever, they used all that against them, whether they wanted to try to testify against Kels or not. That's what I think pushed all these women to do what they did, and all the people who we worked with, and so on and so forth. Even though they were jealous, got something on them. And I know people jealous about, he worked with the person and whatever the case may be, but I just feel like they got something on everybody. And that's why they were given immunity to try to go ahead and testify, because they feel like, well, hey, if you go ahead and do this, we'll go ahead and let you slide. We ain't gonna mess with you. So that's what I get out of it. It could be a fair point to say that, but just in me thinking about it and breaking it all down, how everybody that's in the case got something on them, and nobody got brought in to get handcuffs put on them. It got to be that they got something on everybody that's in there, and they decided that we're not gonna touch it because you testified, we got him locked up, so you good to go. But it all gonna fall down when the appeal go through, and they're gonna bring them same charges back up. And I feel like we'll probably know somebody maybe this year or next year. People gonna start going to jail, and we're gonna start hearing about this person here had this on them, and we didn't know that they had this on them, but all of a sudden, what they did is coming out in the wash. So that's what I feel like what's gonna happen, man. That's just my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, we know how they play. You know what I'm saying? It's either you or him.
Right.
I totally agree. They put you in a predicament. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I'm gonna say I got a question for y'all, man. This is really bothering me. I just heard it today, and I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the deal also. Do y'all think a 13-year-old should go to jail for sending nude pictures to an adult? Or do y'all think the adult should go to jail?
I
Now
think
take in mind the adult was the child was being manipulated by the so-called adult or whatever the case may be. I
shit,
don't
the
know.
adult need to go to jail in the jail shit. The parents, what you not monitoring your child phone to know what they doing?
Hey, man, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. All I can tell you is this whole Rkelly thing that we've been fighting for. The government is very, very hypocritical about the whole situation. I listened to the little insert early this morning, and they were saying that the police is trying to take the 13-year-old to jail, and the father was trying to talk to the police, and they telling the father that we want to take the child to jail. And when I heard that, I said, I got to copy this down and put this and let y'all know about this. This right here messed me up right there. I ain't never in my life heard about the child should go to jail. So the adult is the one instigated everything, but the adult gets off and the child got the possibility of going to jail. Imagine that.
Man, that shit crazy. And I'm glad you said
that's ass backwards.
That's gonna lead
ass backwards. Like
that's gonna lead into the number one stunner, aka Kitty Jones. This woman, man, they said this woman had she was a radio personality. Say she was making good money. She walked away from her job. She walked away from her husband, and she walked away from her kids.
Man.
You walk away from your job, you walk away from your husband, you walk away from your kids to go be a groupie. These are the women that the federal government want to fight for. Women who making piss poor decisions in life. Sad, bad. These women, most of these women, we can look and say these are women who made fucked up decisions in life, but they want somebody else to pay the price for. You neglect your children. You walk out from your marriage. You quit your job to go be a groupie. But then you say you were starved and forced to have sex. This motherfucker was 33 years old when she went with Rkelly. $33 years old. You let a motherfucker starve you and you 33 years old. I'm trying to make sense of this. You 33. You let a motherfucker starve you when you had a job as a radio personality. You had a husband and you had children. You gave all that up just so you could be a part of an entourage. Then turn around and say, you had all the sense in the world to quit your fucking job. You had all the sense in the world to leave your children. You had all the sense in the world to leave your husband behind, but you don't know how to have fucking sense to go get something to eat.
Don't look like she was using good sense to me. Hey, let me say this. I'm gonna be on topic. Don't say like I'm off topic, but I'm not. I forgot what Michael Jackson was, but in this particular concert, he was over in another country. When Mike come up on stage, initially he had I think a brown leather top on
All right,
and
Dad.
some blue pants. Michael popped out from the bottom of the stage. I'm still talking about Chaos. He popped the back of the stage, and Michael just stood there. He had his glasses on, the dark shades on, and he just stood there for for a moment till he was doing this next thing, next thing, next thing. He just stood there. He had moved. He had moved. They were packing people out of there. He just popped up out of the stage. He didn't even begin his routine. He didn't sing a note. He didn't say a word. He didn't give a phrase, a syllable, a letter, nothing. He just stood there. They were packing men and women out of there. They was passing out. Ship the chaos real quick. I always go to YouTube on the Love Letter Tour. I forgot what city this particular thing is, but you can go pull it up. R. Kelly's Love Letter Tour. I always go to part 3. And then I fast forward to about 6 minutes, 8 seconds. You can go like or 7 or 8 before he goes into the audience. Kel is doing a song, and then Kel improvised on the spot and shift the song in a certain way where he's like, you're calling him. And Kel used the phrase, I'm coming. And then he comes downstairs, and when he comes down through the back, he don't no longer have his jacket on, but he still has the red scarf around his neck. So he goes down the aisle. So of course the security got to run in front of him. And then they behind him. So they got him on both ends protecting him. And he went to a certain spot and he stopped right there and interacted with the crowd like he do. If you can see the reaction, crowd, just for him to stand there and for them to touch him. Now you got some that's do that and they okay with it and they still clear. But can you imagine somebody doing that and get access to this person, get brought into the inner circle, find a way in to get into his private life where they be able to date him, call him like that? You know what I mean? The temperament and the mindset, I'll be leery of something. I'll be scared of that. You know what I mean? I've heard somebody say they wanted to be great and impact the world for what they do when they get them, but they never wanted to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Because what come with that, man, you got people looking crooks, they lurking. The most innocent thing can turn out to be something that crushes you because of the influence and the notoriety. And in your heart, you're not even on none of that. Nephew says it all the time. I don't think it even, and I think he might even allude to a couple of times, that I don't think he even realized. You know you R. Kelly, right? You do know that, right?
No. He never embraced
right.
Nephew picking up what I'm putting down.
I don't think I always say I feel like he never embraced the superstardom that he had reached, because look at the type of females that had access to him.
Mm-hmm. It should have been a no-no. It should have been a no-no. It should have been a no.
And like I said the other day, and I want to make this very clear when I say this again, this man ain't look for not one motherfucking woman ever came his way.
That's right. You didn't need to.
This man didn't have to look for no. Like I say, he didn't go seek out these women. He wouldn't want to know. He wouldn't want to know ads saying, "Hey, I'm looking for new artists." You know, you ain't never heard of R. Kelly campaigning looking for artists, looking for talent. Never. That's why I say R. Kelly ain't no damn Jermaine Dupri. You know, as far as how they go out talent scouting. R. Kelly wasn't Puff Daddy. He wasn't Birdman. He wasn't Suge Knight. Everybody that he worked with, they went looking for him. He didn't go looking for them. And that means this man say Michael Jackson called him. What the fuck do that tell you?
He
didn't call Michael Jackson and say, hey, he did say I stopped Ron Isley.
Okay.
He said, but I saw him, I turned around and stopped him because that was my mother's favorite artist.
Right.
But you got Michael Jackson reaching out to him.
Yeah. And that says a lot. That you doing that even Michael said that you got this. Yeah. And Michael said that it's perfect. You got me down. I wouldn't change nothing. And Mike being a perfectionist like he is, very meticulous about every fine detail, told Kels that I don't need to change nothing. You can leave it just like that. Wow. Now on the other side of that, people envy that and want your life taken away from you. Of course, you didn't see it. It's real talk. That's what get people blindsided. Because you never anticipate the worst scenario. That's why you keep your enemies close, but you got to watch your so-called homies. You feel me?
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Are you back?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it yesterday. Yeah, yesterday it's a Machiavellian type of environment. And what I mean by that is it's a cutthroat environment and the fanatical behavior that these people display just to get in their presence. And when they get in the presence of these people like Kels, you know, they do anything to stay there. Because, you know, if you have to come up with an allegation, a false allegation, all you have to do is prove that you were in the room.
That's
you know,
it.
so if you just like with not to digress, but just like we were talking about with JP, right? She ain't had no picture with Kels. For all we know, he probably never even dealt with that lady. But she had a picture of herself in his room while he was on tour. So that's all they had to do. And they would do anything, you know, taking it like we talk about speed with this Kitty Jones lady. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, she left everything with the band, you know, as a grown, almost 40-year-old woman at the time, to do something like to that extreme shows you the mindset of these fanatical people. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So it's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
It's dangerous. And like you said, Brother Mule, you got to check your circle before they hurt you.
You got to. You got to. It's necessary. It's non-negotiable. It's a prerequisite that you must have in place. I don't care if I have to fire security. Man, I got to have a board of directors meeting. I got to make sure everybody's solid, man. I got the FBI, the government do it when you come into that. Duh. You think they just doing that because they just thought of? No. The Secret Service that guard the president. Do you know what they have to go through? Navy SEALs. But we keep thinking because we have we have goodness in our heart, we got principles and integrity, that's all enough. That is to a certain extent, but you also got to be aware of the movie The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. If you ever remember that movie some years old, but he got to a part of that movie where the guy forgot the guy's name. He said, Tom Cruise character said, "Why are we having these meetings and these conversations?" And the samurai guy looked at him, Tom Cruise, and said, "To know my enemy." Woo! You are here for me to know you and study. So we're going to just open-handedly, blindly just let a person in your inner circle. That's even certain family members, Cross, that you can't even rock with, you feel. Because they don't move with it. They not in a healthy space. They're honest. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
You can't take chances. They'll destroy everything. I yield back.
And that's a fact. And Jeff was leading us into the next person. Jeronda Bubba Pace. Jeronda Pace. Now this is from the transcript of Jeronda Pace. He kind of cut it off right there, but she was asked about how did she get access to Rkelly house, and she said that she jumped the gate, and then they said she was stopped by. They asked her who was she stopped by when she entered, and you hear they say well, you stopped by Bubba, am I correct? She testified, she said, that's correct. Then it said, what were you doing at his home? She said, we just ran through the gate. We had no plans. Question, you had no plans? Answer, she said no. Question, you live 2 hours away. Am I correct? She said, that's correct. Now, you 2 hours away from home in a rich suburban neighborhood, and you say you didn't have no plans. You gotta make that make sense.
Please. She a psychopath, man.
You 2 hours away from home and say you ain't have no plan. You just in the middle of fucking nowhere. Rkelly had the type of money where he was living somewhere where your neighbor may be 5 miles up the street. That's just the amount of space in between the houses.
That's how I like it. That's how I like it.
J-Rock said, according to my friend who worked at the radio station back home, Kitty Jones was at a Genuine concert while she was supposedly dealing with Rkelly. Man, she full of shit, man. He can't believe nothing Kitty Jones say. Then it says, say you live 2 hours away. As am I correct? She said, that's correct. Then they asked her, it was Bubba who caught you, right? She said, that's right. That's correct. Then she goes on to say the question. Now, you also gave Bubba some of that money. Am I correct? She said, yes. Question. How much money did you give Bubba? She said, $4,000. Now, could Bubba have been one of those workers that had envy towards Rkelly, as well as they put you in the mind of Demetrius Smith, who said, hey, how old are you? Okay, this is an opportunity. I can make some money. Well, I'm gonna let you in the house. I want you to go take a picture, and then I got some lawyer I want to send you to go see. This is where the plot. This is where all of the plots come to the surface, man. If you were a victim of Rkelly, Bubba worked with Rkelly. Bubba the one who gave you access, so he is an accomplice. He's an accessory. He's an accessory.
Yeah, everybody who worked with Rkelly who had envy against him, they made these women victims by setting them up with those women.
They set these women up. None of these women had to touch Rkelly. All they had to do, like Jeff said, was show that they was around his residence or near his entourage. He say, now, do you remember when it was that you started giving Bubba money? It was only once. I don't recall. She claimed it was only once. Now, if Bubba put you on the lick, you think you only gave him money one time? You think she only gave him money once? He put her on the lick.
Good, great point.
But even if you gave him money once, what was your motive for giving a man $4,000 that you claimed to didn't even know? This is a worker. This is an employee for Robert Kelly. This is Rkelly employee. What if you was dealing with Rkelly? What prompted you to give his employee $4,000? If that's the case, I could have seen it being something totally different. If you said I gave everyone who worked with Rkelly some money, but you only gave this individual person $4,000. But we understand what we're dealing with. We understand that we're dealing with a federal government who doesn't care. The truth is not what they're seeking. They're seeking corroborators. Anyone who was willing to corroborate a story that made it seem like Mr. Kelly was a predator.
Yep. That's it.
This was the how good can you lie audition.
Right.
Yeah. And what I always called it, lie rehearsal. Everybody had to go to lie rehearsal, whether they passed the class or not.
Right, Lex.
A lie is your testimony, which I feel like you shouldn't be able to use that as your testimony, or the government shouldn't be able to use it, because they can be like, anybody that's on this live right now can go and say, well, I was at so-and-so's house 2 years ago and such happened. And all because they want to get that person at any means or by any means, they'll use your testimony as evidence, and they'll have that in court in the transcripts, and they'll go off of what that is or what you said, and it's supposed to be the gospel.
Right.
But you done lied about it. So I don't feel like that's right. And everybody that's in the justice system that's doing crooked stuff and devilish stuff, they should be removed and do it the right way.
Yeah, man, my bad. My service is horrible where I'm at right now. I'm at the rail yard in Joliet, Mule.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, man, with this chick here, man, it's like she came from StreamYard, what's that, Streamville or something, Illinois, to Cook County every day, almost for trial at what, 15, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, and Brother Muse can attest, that's like a hour and a half drive, if depending on traffic, maybe an hour. But she's on public transportation doing this every day, going to some man's trial about CP, you know,
and
an hour on public transportation. I mean, an hour in a car is about 3 hours on public transportation.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
they give you 2 hours in our city and say to get to your destination. They calculate that should be enough time. Well, if you come from the suburbs, you get on the Pace bus, or you get on the CTA. They calculate roughly 2 hours, Crux. You know what I mean? So that's enough travel time, you know what I mean, to complete your destination. If she went by that, you know what I mean? I don't even question that. She might have had somebody, you know what I mean, on the side where she was.
Had old Jimmy picking up and dropping off.
Yeah, Bubba could have picked up.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible with her, man. You know what I mean? And when you got individuals like that, that's dangerous, Crux.
Mm-hmm.
And then my guy, one of my guy that owned one of the lounges in the neighborhood, we was chopping it up, and he was cutting my hair, and I was the last person yesterday, and we was talking about this new generation and how I love for them and want them to be the best version of them, but at the same time, crap, they think they invincible.
Oh my God, I was just having that conversation
Yeah,
too.
they trust somebody, and no disrespect, but you got a lot of these young ladies, man, that in trauma, and they using men, and you got a scenario where you thinking you going to hang out with this chick, y'all kicking and all like that, and then she get you to this particular crush. You know where I'm going with this. She get you to the spot, and then you got niggas coming out of the doggone closet. Shut up,
Mm-hmm.
shut up,
Yeah.
shut
Yeah.
up.
I'm very familiar with that.
You know
Very
what I'm saying?
familiar with
It happens every day. We don't talk about it. You ain't gonna never see it in the local news, about our community, but this happening every day. And it's like y'all think y'all invincible, man. You gotta watch how you move out here.
You got to.
Because you got jokers that's always lurking, and they wide on top of everything. They high. I mean, how high you trying to get? They taking Percocet, they popping pills, they on lean, man. They doing mollies, they doing all type of stuff, riding around all night, listen to nothing but trap and drill music with an AK and a yappy in their lap.
that. Yeah.
And
What
you
they
got
say?
young ladies out of see this, and I hear back on this. You got the young ladies out and witness my own life who are more savage than the guys are.
Woo.
Yeah, I call them. That's why I
Speak
call
on
them
it.
Cenobites. I call them Cenobites means extra dimensional people.
If y'all think it's a coincidence that you got them three major young ladies that's in the hip hop game, y'all missing it. They've been
Yeah.
planted. They've been planted there strategically to influence
Mm-hmm.
these young ladies, man, and keep them down, keep them using that bot. You know what I mean? Talking this vulgar, this hard, that grandmama, it would have broke her heart to hear something like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I,
just think about it. And I'm just gonna add on and get on up out the way because you preaching, brother. But this generation now, say part of their lingo is they on demon time.
yeah, yeah.
That that that, that
Mm,
right there in
mm,
itself
mm.
says what's going on. You know,
Yes,
for you to proudly say that you
yes.
on demons, no, brother, we on God's time. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying?
There you go. There you go. There
But
you go.
that
Whew.
just goes to show, man, and it speaks on it in the book. You know what's gonna be? It's gonna be Sodom and Gomorrah in the last days. I mean, and
Yeah,
it just seems that is that way with this youth. You know, you got to be, you got to really be careful. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I mean, just from back in the day, I mean, it just feels different. We was talking about that. Me and my sister were chopping it up. The air tastes
Yes,
different than
yes,
it looks different. Everything is
yes,
different. It's more gloomy now.
yeah,
It's just, we got to really step up and be, the light bearers for the next generation and show them, give them a positive example to strive for, because at this rate, like with the entertainment and everything and how it's been tainted, and the messages, the subliminal messages that are being placed upon these children, they don't have a chance.
yeah. And to go a little deeper is that when you wake up, you get that call. Nephew always say that is the most precious gift that you can have. And man has took that gift that God has given us with all our gifting and our purpose in life. Man has took that and destroyed this earth. And
Mm,
yet God in his matchless love, his long suffering, was part of his grace is he keeps pursuing that which he loves because he sees the trick, but he cannot and will not overstep our free will and our power of choice to choose the right path or the wrong path,
Hmm.
to be in an awakening or be under a deception. It's your choice. That is the most highest and most powerful gift that humanity possesses. And
Power of choice.
we abuse that. We mismanage that to the point that you see what you see. So, like you say, we talk about certain individuals that passed on, the Malcolm X, King, all the Marcus Garvey, all of that, because Bob Marley, because they got to a point where they took their stand. Because someone said some years ago, Crux, and I yield back, if a person haven't found something that they truly believe in, that they willing to die for, that principle, then you are not even fit to live.
Mm.
I'll let that breathe.
Oh yeah, that was heavy. That was heavy. But yeah, man. And I would say like that's the reason, like with artists like Whitney Houston, Sam Cooke, Rkelly, their music has so much love in it. You know what I'm saying? That they became a target by those that despise love, that
Mm,
despise everything the wickedness in this world. It's a threat to their very existence.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So it bothers my mind how you got a radio personality of the station, and you got people doing that, man, that's blowing up, Crux. They even got because of that able to establish a podcast their position as radio personality. So they able to get a podcast, and you get some of the top artists in the industry or people that's doing amazing things. It may be an author or something to come on. So I'm struggling to get my thoughts with this lady. How you walk away from and give all that, especially your family. That's priority number one. And there ain't no way around that. Once you decide that you have children, then you still want to feel your purpose and do your dreams, aspiration. But now the priority shifts now
hmm
because the children is they priority now, and so you have to make sure that you give them everything and the best tools that they have inside of them, so they can fulfill their purpose and their goal in life and their journey and be the best version of them. You got to give them a blueprint, and then they themselves have to execute the blueprint or not.
hmm
You can't do it. You can't do it for them. But to walk away from that, from family, I, to chase someone, mm,
mm
I, I, I'm struggling to comprehend that. I can't even get my mind around that concept.
mm. Yeah, I mean to add on to what you're saying, it's a scripture, and I can't remember it verbatim, but it says something to the effect that if you raise a child in
Mm,
God's righteousness, even if they stray away,
yeah. Train up a
and
child in the way to go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. Meaning, they will not part from the training and the teachings that you have instilled in them, that you laid out for them. That's what they're saying. They're studying. They're going to go their own way. But that inside of them allows God, by his divine spirit, to touch their conscious mind and to disturb circumstances, to bring them back to now, whether or not you walk in that light or you ignore it and go the other way. But at least God got something to work with
hmm
more effectively because you trained them. You was an example. You showed them. You didn't act like you was a superhero.
hmm
I don't know why parents think by doing that, if I let them see that I'm a human, then that undermines my authority. No, you are preparing them for the real world that they are about to enter into. But if you send them
hmm
out and like blind soldiers, huh, mm, you feel me?
absolutely,
Yeah, you can't
yep,
be. Can't be selfish. You gotta show it all because if you don't, they won't have the integrity to try to do what's right. And that's what the problem is now. You take church out of school, and when you did that,
Hmm.
a lot of the problems started just coming at
And
an avalanche. It's like diarrhea now. You can't
yeah,
stop it. You cannot
yeah,
stop it. And, I mean, if you look at it right now, they willing to go ahead and teach kids in elementary about uh, gender versus teaching about critical race theory. So
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
I feel like
mm,
you
mm,
should go ahead and teach critical race theory so these people or these kids can know what's really going on and what happened back in the day. But you want to talk about something that we've been fighting about for the longest, which is that's not important. You wait to the to the child gets of age and then let them decide. But right now, you kind of forcing the kid to decide on what they want to be and how they want to do it and when they want to do it. And that's in the elementary. That's
Hmm. Hmm.
way, 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 way beyond stupid doing something like that. And then you fighting against the school board to tell these parents, well, hey, uh, we're going to teach this curriculum no matter what you say. So you pretty much got to take your kid out of school and try to find somewhere for that kid to go because the school board is down with the demonic stuff. So
mm-hmm.
I just I don't get it. You got to be selfish almost to an extent because a lot of people who don't have integrity they gonna ride the ship with all the bad people. That ship sometimes that ship I ain't gonna say sometime I'm gonna say all the time. Every ship needs to have maintenance, and right now the other side, what kind of maintenance are they doing to the ships? They ain't had no maintenance yet, and when you don't have maintenance on something, it tends to break down. And right now, it's starting to break down. Now everybody's starting to switch. You got the I should say that the transformers are going against the alphabet people and whatnot, and it's just starting to trickle down. And you
Mm-hmm.
can't live outside what the Lord has already said. You got to live in God's word. If you're not living in God's word, hey, your little rim is gonna come to destruction.
Absolutely. I mean, it's backwards, man. It's like we living in a society. I think I said this the other day as well, where Dwayne Wade's son at 12 years old can decide he wants to stop being a boy and be a girl. You know, but you mean to tell me a 16-year-old Jeronda don't know who she want to lay down with? She doesn't have the wherewithal to make that decision. But a 12-year-old boy can decide he wants to be a girl without his parents' approval
Oh, I'm
or
glad you said
anything.
that. I'm glad you
Mm-hmm.
said that.
Yeah. See, what we have is who once was called Lucifer in heaven. His angelic name, you know, he covered. You know what I mean? He's a covering cherub. You know what I mean? He led the angelic host with music, and when that battle happened and he got kicked out, and those angels that went against God's government and went with what Lucifer was spreading got forced into this realm, this earthly realm. Now he's called Satan, the devil, the deceiver, the accuser of the brethren. He'll get you caught up. He'll tempt you with some stuff and dangle it in your face and have you going out there to whatever vices you in, whatever stuff you like, he get you check. And then after he gets you to caught up and you didn't committed or made a decision to do that, then he run back to God and see. He's accused of the brother. He's a deceiver. He's always going to do that, because it's his very nature to do that. But his purpose is I'm still feeling some type of way about not getting the position that Christ got in heaven. I ain't got over that. I ain't got over that. And because I know your character, because I know your long suffering, your grace, your mercy, and you wipe me out, then the allegation that I spread it throughout the angelic host and throughout all the cosmos, they would have saw, oh, you got to worship. If you don't worship, he'll kill you. You got to worship God in fear. No, God ain't create no robot. Gave you free will and free choice. So that meeting decided he must have time to lay out his plan, whatever he gonna do, and we're gonna see what becomes of that. So after Jesus got to the cross, and all the angelic host that was in heaven still was able to see because of the high position that Lucifer had, he had a right. They looked up to him. So when they saw what they did to the Son of the Most High God, it says in the theologian study that all sympathy was done with him. They saw him to be truly who he is. So now he does any and everything before his time is up to get back at God. So every time he see goodness, he got to turn it to badness. Every time he see righteousness, he got to flip it and make it unrighteous. Anytime he see the sacred, he got to mix it with the profane. I yield back to my brother, Sir Miguel, the professor is in the building. I gracefully, respectfully yield back to Sir Miguel. Blessings, my brother.
Yeah, what up, bro? Yes, indeed. That was deep because when you think about how the story, the timeline, how you just laid it out, Brother Muse, and we see was like I was speaking with my sister earlier, and we was just talking about how busy the devil been lately. Like if they can't get to you, he's gonna try to get to what you love the most.
He got to pay. That's why the word says God is not willing in Peter. He's not willing that any should perish, man. But that all should come back to repentance. Turn around from the direction you're going and don't be on that no more. Walk in his principles and his goodness and his righteousness. Let his word and his promises transform and renew your mind and your way of thinking. And he can order your steps. He's not willing that any should perish. Romans talked about in the first chapter that it's the goodness of God that leads us to repentance. Not you. Wake up someday and miraculously just have it's focusing on and realize the goodness of God when he could allow my life to be snuffed out. Yet he had a purpose for me to fulfill, for his glory, for his name's sake, to impact people who's struggling to find out what's that missing piece to my puzzle in life. Christ said, I am everything you need. I'm everything that you would ever think about the need. That's a process to it, though. There's some steps to it, though. Because of your very nature, your innately nature, to do wrong, your mind got to be renewed. You must be born again. So you can have a different way of thinking and processing information. Now that natural nature is still there while you in this realm, but with a renewed mind, as D.C. Flower said, you got to tap into the spiritual mind to fight in this realm of the evilness that you see. The only way you do that is by having an awakening and a higher sense of awareness. And before you move trying to do that or that, and like an equals out of movie with Denzel, study first for the reason that cause you to do what you do. Study the bloodline. Be the one that breaks the curse. I yield back.
Somebody gotta take the choice. Somebody gotta make the choice, man. Man, we every day we come on here and we start off with different people But it's so ironic how it all go right back to the same result in the end.
Mm-hmm.
What type of people we're dealing with?
Mm-hmm.
What type of integrity does these people possess, if any?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you can sit on a stand
Mm.
with a straight face,
Huh.
with water ducts in your eyes, and cry, knowing that this man has never touched you,
My
never
God.
violated you, never yelled at you, never withheld anything from you, and you can sit there
Mm.
as if you actually went through something.
Mm.
For a motherfucker to say he locked me in a car when you unlocked the doors from the fucking inside.
Lord, how much?
He left me on a tour bus where you go out the tour bus from the inside.
Yeah.
He locked me in a room where the lock is on the inside of the room.
Mm. Mm.
Did he lock the windows?
Huh.
That's like one of them cartoons back in the day when they had a key.
Oh,
outside the
we
car.
didn't have no phone. Oh, we always had a phone. 1 minute you didn't have a phone. Next minute
Right.
you always had a phone.
Right. That part.
These are the people that we are supposed to consider believing.
Hmm.
But you know, today, you know, our first line for today has been served. Our first meal for the day has been served, and I'm gonna try to. I'm finna try to get myself together and prepared for tonight. Interview won't be a long, you know, won't be a long time. I'm gonna be there for a good time, not a long time.
Right.
You know, I would wish that you all support me in my efforts, you know, to try and just to speak on on my purpose, what I feel my purpose is in this situation. I'm not here to ask people to do anything that they don't want to do or support anything or anyone they don't want to support. But I'm going to continue to do it the way that I've been doing it, the way that we've been doing it. We're going to continue to have these conversations. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about 2019.
Hmm.
Tomorrow, we're going to talk about 2019. And when we talk about 2019, tomorrow, it's going down.
Right on.
It's going down.
All right, fam. I'm gonna go ahead and clock back in, man. I got about an hour to go before I get off, so I'm gonna clock back in. And once again, it was like talking to all the boys and everybody hold it down. I'm gonna still be listening if y'all still be on.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna be out at 8:00. I got an interview over on Levi for Kelly.
All right.
But yeah, I'll be done. I'm finna get ready to get off of here right now and kind of just go and prepare myself so I can be real fluent, quick and fluent with these answers. And we're gonna hold it down, man. Like I say, tomorrow we coming back. We're gonna talk about this 2019. We're gonna 2019 is critical. You know, over all of these accusations, the 2019 accusations was the accusation that catapulted everything. So we're gonna attack 2019 tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming over. Unc, as always, you know it's nothing but love and respect. Shout out to Jeff for coming through when he at work. Shout out to Lex. And I see the guys be at work. So I don't know. Next week I might have to switch it up. Instead of coming on at 3, I might have to try to do around about 5. You know, try to make it about 5. Because I know Brother Derek, he be wanting to get on. He just started his gig. You know, Brother Jeff, Lex, y'all guys get off around 5. So next week, I think I'm going to start at around 5. I'll go back to work next week. So I'm gonna try to do 5 and see what type of success we have with coming on at 5. I'm gonna try to schedule the lives for 5. But this week has been a very successful week. I appreciate everybody that viewed, everybody that watched the videos, everybody that left comments. I can't appreciate y'all enough. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to push the message. We're going to continue to bring awareness. With that being said, I appreciate
y'all. You don't leave out tonight?
At 8.
Okay. Okay. All right. I got
so it may be 7 your time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. All right, everybody. Bless everybody in the chat. Forgive me for my apologies for not mentioning it earlier. Grace and peace to everybody in the chat, everybody represented. And I'm out, nephew.
And shout out to Sir Miguel as well, J-Rock in the chat. Most definitely. Can't go without can't not watch y'all call y'all out. What's up, V White? We finna get ready to close out, but you most definitely can go back and catch the replay. Have it your way. Yes, indeed. All right.